Ryan Garcia sticking his nose in business that ain't his and getting aggressive with Errol Spence Jr. over it. Talking about he is about to beat up Errol Spence Jr. Whole lot of energy from Ryan Garcia and after thumping Devin Haney. Let's talk about that in this video. All right. Troll of the century goes to Ryan Garcia. Without a doubt, just made a bunch of money by trolling and beating up Devin Haney in their fight that they just had in the 140-pound division, or should I say the 143-pound division. And now he's moved towards sticking his nose in the business of Errol Spence Jr. and threatening and calling out Errol Spence Jr. And I got to tell you, man, karma hit Devin Haney. You should watch Ryan before karma hits you. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you. And thank you to everybody that supports and the super thanks of these videos. For real, for real, for real, thank you. Everybody, man, we've actually had some yellows and some orange super chats in the super thanks. So I got to tell you, man, that basically like pays for the video and really helps me because, hey, man, it does take time, take energy to do this. Not just me, all content creators, no matter what the genre that you're in. Hey, every once in a while, support them so that they know that you appreciate what they do. And it enables them to continue to do it. But let's get into this because we are talking about this money. So, Derrick James sued Errol Spence Jr. for $5 million, claiming that he was underpaid or not for breach of contract. And breach of contract, I won't go into that. I got a whole nother detail about it. Another whole video detailing it and going into it, in some detail. Sorry for being repetitive. But we're going to talk about Ryan Garcia sticking his nose in people's business and talking smack to Errol Spence about it and getting up on the video saying, you want to sue my trainer? You want to sue my trainer? I want to beat you up. Same way that he said something about Errol before saying, hey, man, Errol, what he said, how is Errol? I'm paying Errol. I made less money than Errol made. How in the world am I paying Derrick James more than Errol is off less money? What sense does this make? So right there, we know who it was in Derrick James' lawsuit against Errol that paid him more money, right? That paid him more money. They got Derrick James complaining about the money he got in the past. I don't think that that's going to pan out for Derrick, but it does show to me that Ryan Garcia is messy. So Ryan sticks his nose in there and is talking about fighting Errol Spence. Errol Spence Jr., let me be very clear, will beat the tar out of Ryan Garcia. Errol Spence, I actually hope that Errol Spence Jr. fights Ryan Garcia at 154 pounds. Let Errol get one more fight, and then Ryan, jump your happy behind up there to 154 pounds and fight him. If Errol Spence Jr. is not completely washed, he will absolutely obliterate left-hand Ryan. Ryan Lefty Garcia. Absolutely mash him. In fact, this question was asked of Leonard Ellerby, who's the CEO of Mayweather Promotion. And he said, hey, man, did you hear Ryan Garcia is trying to fight Errol Spence Jr.? And Leonard Ellerby gives us a little smirk. He's like, hey, well, and then, goes into business mode much better than I am because, I may have let a non-politically correct answer out of my mouth. But the look on his face clearly said, like, man, he's feeling himself. He beat Devin Haney. He's made a lot of, he's flying high. He's had a huge win. Makes a lot of sense. No worries. However, I'm not really taking any of that seriously. He said, oh, but one thing for sure, he ain't about to beat Tank. So he took the time to talk about the guy who he works with directly, Gervonta Davis, right? But man, Ryan is messy, okay? Just straight up messy. Got Derrick James, and I hope that this is not, from Derrick James's point of view, I hope that this is not Derrick getting a battery put in his back by Ryan. Like, I really hope so. Because again, I read both people's complaints. And look, man, Errol Spence Jr. was not excessively generous with excessively generous. Now, notice I'm saying excessively generous. I didn't say he wasn't generous with Derrick James. I said excessively generous with Derrick James and what he paid him. We saw what it was. He paid Derrick James off the bout agreement, which is the money that Errol was getting for the fight. He did not pay him out of the total revenue, which means what Errol gets for people selling Errol's likeness, people getting the money that Errol gets for people buying the fight, right? Buying the fight. Errol, people attending the fight, because that's not connected with the training for the fight. So Derrick James's job is to train Errol for the fight. That's it. He does not pick fighters. He doesn't pick venues. He's not responsible for promoting the fight. Derrick is going to get that money that's on that bout agreement, whether that thing sells something or doesn't sell anything. Right? But Derrick is saying he claimed it was the guaranteed purse. Well, what's the problem? What if there is no guaranteed purse? What if the guaranteed purse is zero? If the guaranteed purse is zero, but the bout agreement says 2.5 million, does that mean Derrick James is not getting any money? Of course not. He's getting paid off the bout agreement. You can't just exchange the words and meaning of those words. The total revenue of the fight and the bout agreement, two different things. Okay, I mean the total revenue of the fight and the guaranteed. Anyway, I'm not going to get into too much more of that. However, just to say that Ryan Garcia being very generous with his money is a good thing. It's a good thing. However, sticking your nose in a very long term relationship where, the truth be told, it was a blessing for Derrick James. It was a blessing for Errol to meet Derrick James and to train him and prepare him for fights, to get him to the Olympic quarterfinals, to get him to national championships, to get him to world championships. And Derrick James got paid very well for that. Very well for that. $300,000, $350,000 for a night's work ain't nothing to sneeze at. The fact that you may want to pay him $500,000, the fact that you may want to pay him $600,000 because of the work that he had done with Errol, doesn't mean Errol took advantage of Derrick. And I don't think Derrick should think that. But again, get back to my original statement. Karma's something serious. And you do right until you do right by me. Until you do right by me, nothing's going to go right for you. Right? That's a shout out to old school Color Purple curse that Seeley put on Mr. But you get my point, man. Ryan Garcia seems real messy. Be careful. You might just get what you asking for. And Errol may say, hey, you know what? I usually don't do tune-ups, but I don't mind tuning you up and beating the absolute brakes off you, Ryan Garcia. Because I saw what Errol looking like walking around. Dude, Errol's big, man, and Errol does not look fat. Errol looks big, and he looks much bigger than he was looking in that ring with Terrence Crawford and in them weigh-ins. And actually before the fight, he's looking bigger than that. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.